Everyone, welcome to another video. So I'm having to do quite a few things concurrently, but in this video I'll focus on how I changed my anti-roll bars, and yeah, that's it really, how I put my anti-roll bars on. In another video I'll show you how I changed my disc brakes and to what they are. So for this one the focus is just the anti-roll bars. I'm doing front and rear. I've got white lines, front and rear anti-roll bars. I've also got the corresponding hardware and the end links. I have the torque spec, so that's what I spend quite a bit of time trying to get. So I'm just going to talk all of these to factory spec. I hope that's right. I don't know. They didn't come with instructions or the torque specs, so you know, I'm assuming factory it is. I've just put what I think are the center marks here, but as I take off the factory ones, I'm going to put them next to this and mark where the factory bushings were, and I think that's the best way to get them centered as well. So there's nothing to it. I'll show you what needs to be done. Basically, it's actually quite easy on the rear. Are up, all four wheels off, because today's plan actually, because I'm doing a lot of the upgrades together, because it makes sense to do that, is pads, discs, anti-roll bar. I've already done the EDFC shock and spring with the cabling done into the boot for the rear. For the front, again, disc, pads. I'm also going to do the strut, and at the same time I want to do the anti-roll bar as well. Now the anti-roll bar for this, you have to take the wheels off, really. Even in the instructions from Ford it says to take the wheel off on the driver side American, passenger side UK, and once you've taken the passenger side UK, driver side US wheel off, one of the bolts for the anti-roll bars is under the alternator, so you have to get to that through there. And then the instructions specify it's easiest to slide the anti-roll bar out towards the American passenger side UK driving side. So I'm just going to follow those instructions, and then I can, once all of that is done, I can finish off the EDFC video where I'll mount the extensions and the motors and do the cabling. So there's a lot to do, but this is most of the in the air stuff really. I'll have to take the bumper off to run some new lines, power lines for the EDFC, because I want that to run independently. I've got some wires, so that's the update. But for this video the focus is just the anti-roll bar, so that's what I'm gonna do. It is hot AF, but you know, gotta be done. So here we go. Easy really. Oh, let me show it on the rear. We have those two bolts there. Great. My exhaust is gonna make getting to one of them almost impossible, and another one there, so I'll probably have to just use a wrench. Oh my god, this is gonna be harder than I thought. So that's that. And then on the fronts you have to open the hood to get in, then you have to do the end links 1, 2, likewise on the other side, and put the new end links in. But to set the preload first, because mine are adjustable, I'll set them to the factory height, and then preload is what I'll use those that I built for to do. So let's get to it. So the rears are 15 mil. Yep, and I'm also going to need a 15 mil spanner as well. That'll be fun. seriously contemplating my life choices right now. Oh, it'll be the anti-roll bars. 4 bolts. It'll be easy, they said. Got the bloody exhaust off. Okay. So, a couple of reasons why really. I've got the BMR cradle bracing, which uses the anti-roll bar holes to have some bracing there. And then the exhaust is 3-inch, so that means I couldn't get to one of the bolts at all. Like, I had no choice but to take the exhaust off rather than persevere and waste time. But the exhaust is off, the bolts are loose. Now I just got to do the end links and then put the new one in, and yeah. Right. Let's see where we are with the battery. Okay. Right, I'll put it on time lapse. Right, update. It's not going well. It's going well, but you know, it's not going as smoothly as I would have liked or as I thought it would. I did not think I'd have to undo the exhaust, but I had to do it. Anyway, we are where I thought would be in like 5 minutes, but it's not the case. Got the old rear anti-roll bar next to the new one, and I've marked on both sides where the bushings should go. This is to help center the Whiteline anti-roll bar. Then what I've also got, where are the end links? These are the end links. They're taken off. These are the brackets into which the brake line sort of attaches. So I've got those on the either side. To undo these, you need a, where is it gone? God dang it. It's a hex. Sorry, an Allen key or HW6. Yeah, that's what you need. Allen key, which goes in here, and then an 18mm spanner, so you can do it. So that's how it works. Right. So that's how that works. So yeah, so we've got those marks on. I need to get the end links, I think the shorter ones, to be the same height as this for now, and leave them unlocked, and then start the assembly process. So yeah, it's time to do that. Here comes another time lapse. Right, so I've applied the bushings. You get a grease with them, which I've greased up. There it is. The packet of grease. And I've sort of put them just about where I think they are relative to the factory one. And then now it's just, and I've also, what I've done is greased these as well, because they'll be in touch with the bushings as well, so I thought why not. Now I'm going to mount the anti-roll bar. So the sway bar's on, but it's still loose. Camera, I just Loctited them, and I realized that you're not supposed to use the washers there for those. They go on either side of the end link. So anyway, I've done all of that, so they're still loose. Now I have to put the end links on. So how I've done the centering as well, just to help me, is it's resting there, and it's resting on the same spot there, so I know it's pretty much in the center anyway. So now I've got to put the end links on both sides. Once they're done, then I can start tightening everything. So here comes another time lapse of me installing the end links. that's all on. One of the things that's not mentioned anywhere is this clip into which the brake line sort of attaches. So I've just put it on in front of the bolt, tightened it. I think it should be fine. And because I've got aftermarket steel braided brake lines, I'm just gonna put it through there and it should be fine, I guess. Nothing else I can do. I don't really want it to hang, so I'm just gonna do that. Just basically turn that bolt around and push it in through there, and it is what it is. But yeah, that's on. So these are still loose, the lock nuts, because I've got to preload it, but the anti-roll bar is on. Now I've got to put the exhaust on. How are we doing with time? This is 1 p.m. here, so I'll have to start on the front as well pretty quickly. But this is a lot harder than they said. Hopefully the front will be easier because I don't have to take the exhaust off. Yeah, life choices. Kids, don't mod cars. Alright, I've had a bit of a break. It's time to start on the fronts. So you can see that's the first one. This bolt, you can see right in the middle of the screen, is okay. We can get it from the top, but the other one, you have to get it from the side. It's under the alternator, so a socket won't reach that. Then this one, you can see it's a bit challenging, so we're gonna move this. But you can potentially see it from here. From there, you can just about see it there. And the other one's there. So we'll see how we get on. But yeah, let's do. These are big old like links, like with the bushings. So yeah, let's see how we get on. First things first, we're gonna do these. Now we have better access. I think we can get all of them from here actually. Let's try. Big bolts. So again, I don't have an airbox, so that's one good thing. Still doesn't make up for the exhaust. Dang, that was not fun. Then the other one will be interesting because there's a shield there. Yeah, we'll be able to fold that out of the way. Oh, sorry. So there's a shield there which we're gonna have to move. There we go.
This will be a lot easier with the disc brake, the strut, everything out of the way, which I'm gonna do. But you know, just trying to see how difficult it is actually to do. And then you just unloosen the bolt. Then you just loosen the bolt. I wish this work was as easy as it was to read the instructions. I see, the problem is I should have done this first, because the sway bar is now lifting, which means I can't get the spanner in there. You see, that's the issue. So the sway bar bushing is now gone like this, lifted from that side, so that's why I can't get this on. Let's see. It's out. It's out. It's out. Okay, that's good. Now we need to do the end links. So 1, 2, a bit. So 1 and 2. No hexes on these, so they can just be done straight. What are these? Oh yes, 18 mil as well. We'll go for a deep on these. Crazy. So I've taken the front end links off. To be able to do that, you need an 18 mil for this nut and a 17 mil to hold it in place. The bottom ones, which were connected to the anti-roll bar, were easy to undo, but the ones which were connected to the shock or the strut were a nightmare, because the nylock nut this is a nylock nut, and the plastic sort of got caught in its own way, but basically did a really good job. So I had to get the impact out and get it out, but it worked loose after a while. Not a big issue. Now it's a matter of, my battery died on my phone, but let's see. Now it's just a matter of feeding the anti-roll bar through from the other side, the alternator side, and then pulling it out. So I'm going to do that, and then when you see it, I'll have new discs and new strut installed, because yeah, I need to do those as well. I want to hit it all in one go. So see you guys in a bit. Right, the anti-roll bar is out. A little bit tricky, mainly because of the mods I have. So this is just a little bit of a warning. So the aftermarket tensioner got in the way. Mishimoto oil cooler got in the way, but I managed to get it out. The easiest way is just to work through here. Don't bother pulling it out or anything, just move it from here, right, and then come out and see where it's getting stuck. That's how it's worked. And then what happened was, basically, as it was going out, I was sort of rotating it, so by the time it was fully out, it had almost rotated like a full 180 degrees, so it was facing almost backwards. And that's due to the shape, so it naturally wants to go in this direction. So that's what I had to do, and it came out pretty okay. The new one should be a lot easier to install because these didn't move, right? So the new one, I'll just put the bushings on after I get the bar in, and that should be okay. So yeah, and I'll use this to sort of center the bar and see where we go from there. It's hot, guys. I'm struggling. Nothing's sort of easy in this heat, but yeah, we'll get in there. Right, I just got the roll bar in, the anti-roll bar in for the front. What they show in their tutorials on the internet, like, you know, oh, and then you just do this, it doesn't work, honestly. Like, I have had to undo the strut, etc., to be able to get it in. Otherwise, there is just absolutely no way that you'll get it in, so just bear that in mind. On one side, you're just gonna have to strip it pretty much, you know. And if you have a 3-inch exhaust, you're gonna have to undo the exhaust, so think about this before you do this mod. This has been a bit of a nightmare. I thought this would be the easiest thing of the day. It wasn't, so just bear that in mind. Now I've just gotta put the things on and the end links on, and that will be kosher. Oh my god. Right. I don't know where to begin. So these anti-roll bars, the instructional videos I saw of Whiteline and some other people, they do not show you everything, all the difficult parts. Things weren't helped by the fact that I have an aftermarket exhaust. Even then, even with the factory exhaust, you wouldn't be able to get a socket onto one of the bolts on each side, which would be a pain in the butt to do. So I just felt it was easy to get the exhaust off. So that's another thing. I mean, you could do it with the exhaust on, but it ain't gonna be pretty, and it's not gonna be fun. The end links went on pretty easy on the rear. The centering was pretty easy, so that was okay. And then the exhaust went on, so that's fine. Moving on to the front, taking the sway bar off was not the end of the world. It was still a bit difficult, but I think it was probably easier for me because of the lift, etc. But getting to the bolt under the alternator, that was not possible. And then for me, the other bolt on the other side, one of them, was not possible either. So I had to again go through the wheel arch for that one as well. Right, so that's that. Then getting the sway bar in, I don't think you can do it with the way the other one comes out, because they are slightly different in shape and thickness, so it does make a difference. Added to the fact that I had the Mishimoto oil cooler and the different stuff and the tensioner, that adds challenge to it as well. So in the end, what I had to do was to remove the two strut bolts so I can let everything hang and then feed it in, and it was a lot better. My advice would be to put the bushings on afterwards. I put them on before, so I got a bit greasy, so that was an issue. And then with Tian's struts, I couldn't get the ratcheting spanner in there to do the end link, to tighten the end link, because the Whiteline ones have a hex with a nut. Factory ones have a 17mm nut in the back which you hold, and then you socket it onto the other one, onto the factory one. And the TN design is perfect for that, but yeah, Whiteline ones are different. They should really have kept the factory one, but I know what they're trying to do, trying to make a bit more money, trying to make it easy for themselves. But for people like us, it's a pain in the butt. So I had to use a spanner with no ratcheting on it, and that took forever on both sides at the top on the strut. On the end link to sway bar, that wasn't a problem, but again, I can see why Ford went for a 17mm and an 18mm, because it's just better. It's just better for maintenance, whereas Whiteline don't care. So yeah, that's been my anti-roll bar diary. I'll put the talks up in the comments. These anti-roll bars beat me up, I'm not gonna lie. I would not recommend you do these at home. If someone wants a bit of money, pay him and walk out with a smile. It's not been great. I am exhausted. What have I got left to do? I gotta put the disc brakes on, and then that's it really. And then I will do the EDFC, but those are in another video. So yeah. Peace out.